to strap in and get ready.
The leaders in NRL SuperCoach are incoming. Bringing you the ultimate insight to help you win your leagues and climb up the rankings.
You're now listening to the Insight NRL Show with your hosts, Brain, Mattrix, and Whisperer.
G'day everybody and welcome back to the Insight NRL Show. You're watching the round 23 preview for NRL SuperCoach. It's week one of the head-to-head finals as well, so plenty to play for this week, boys. We've got Mattrix and Whisperer. I'm Braino. As always, full team on deck for the preview of the week. Whisperer, how you going, mate? How's the week been?
Good, mate. Good. Podcasting a lot more than I wanted to. But it's good. 2 episodes of APL, 2 episodes of NFL this week. Somehow been roped in to do that, and 3 episodes of NRL. So 7 podcasts in about 4 days, which is great. People are probably sick of seeing my head, but overall, mate, pretty good. Pretty good into probably the most important head-to-head leagues for me. I think I had 4 leagues I really cared about out of the 12 that I was in, and made all 4. And the rank is improving week on week. So hitting our strides at the right time. But yeah, Matty, how about you, man? How are you going?
Great. Played basketball last night. Ran 15k on the weekend. Did I tell you so?
Got called a queer.
Oh yeah, I did get called a queer at basketball too. And the boys jumped in, wanted to have a little choppity, and he called me a queer, and I said, I might be a queer, but at least I'm not shit at fucking basketball. Got the old stare down. Their coach sat there and drunk 2 1.25 litre Pepsi Maxes on the sideline and had these big sunglasses at between 8 and 9 at night. It was wild.
It's had a great day.
Yeah, it was a fucking ripper game. A lot happened. We won.
Very good. I'm well, thanks. Fucking podcasting with a bunch of fuckwits. Don't even ask me how I am. That's fine. I'll just be by myself over on the call.
You ask me how I am. I ask Maddie, and then it's really on Maddie to lead the combo into you. But
just doesn't.
But I don't care.
All about him. Yeah, it's all about him. It's all about Mattrix because he's had 2 good weeks in SuperCoach all year. He's fucking gone back to back, and he thinks he owns the joint. That's okay though. You're just gonna have to carry your weight tonight.
3 weeks in a row, thanks.
Sorry, three weeks in a row. I apologise.
Put some respect on my name.
Yeah, sorry about that. My fault.
How are you, man? How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for asking. Unprompted would have been better, but no, I'm I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Rank's still okay. I've had 1 round of red arrows in about 7. So slowly but steady has been solid. Not complaining. I'm into, I think, 4 out of the 6 head-to-head comps that I'm in as well. So yeah, look, honestly, I'm a bit more to play for this week. Probably can't get as reckless with the trades. In saying that, we just got a little bit reckless. Did our Patreon subscriber video as we do every week and give them our thoughts on what our trades and our teams are. And Matty, both of us flipped on our trades mid-show in very different directions. So that's going to be a fun one for this week. And guys, what we'll do before we get into the show, hit subscribe and like. We would appreciate it. It gets the show out to more people. And also, if you're listening to us on audio, Spotify, Apple, wherever it is you listen to your podcasts, hit that follow button. Leave us a 5-star review. If you like the content, it goes a long way to helping the show. And also, as we do every week, we will be giving away a Patreon subscription for the rest of the NRL season for the top scorer of the weekend. I've got to find out who won last week, but someone did get there. They guessed Reece Walsh, 138, I think it was. So very, very close. I think 4 points off. So congratulations to them. I've got to find the comment. I'll give them a shout out when I do. But whoever can guess, get your comments in, not in the live, get your comments in the comment section after the show's done. And guess the top scorer for this week and their score. And if whoever gets closest, we'll give away a Patreon sub for NRL for the rest of the season. And that'll include the SC Finals competition that's been announced as well. Josh, if anybody hasn't heard of that, how are you feeling about it?
Good, mate. Good. Yeah, SC Finals is going to be really, really nice. Something different to focus on. Very curious on how it's going to work. But yeah, we have some ideas. But yeah, really, really looking forward to it. It's going to keep us into the game. Yeah, more SuperCoach content is great SuperCoach content. So shout out to them. Mate, we actually had a couple of people pick Reece Walsh. I was going through the comments. I can see 3 comments. Max Wilson with a 155. We had there was one more as well. Dylan Emerton, Reece Walsh 158, but it was the great Micah Fountain -X3E Reece Walsh 138. So shout out to Micah. Reach out to the inside DMs, and yeah, we'll sort you out with a Patreon for the rest of the year, mate. So great pick.
Yeah, cracker. Loved it when I saw all the Reece Walsh guesses coming in as well, because that fit my narrative for the week. So that was beautiful, and it paid off well.
Confirmation bias.
Yes, we need a little bit of confirmation bias. Guys, on the show tonight, we'll be going through the squeeze of the week. The top scorer in the Unlimited League gets themselves a standard squeeze pack. Thanks to the standard squeeze, we'll give that out tonight. We're also going to be going through centre wing pod replacements for Herbie Farnworth, who is now out for 4 to 6 weeks, which basically means kiss his SuperCoach season goodbye, and maybe his season completely. So we'll be giving you 11 centre wing options from 28% owned all the way down to 0.3. So you can decide how spicy you want to get. We'll give you a narrative as we do for all of them, and you can make your choice there as to which direction you go. We'll also be talking you through the best matchups to target, the games to target for round 23 to try and win your head-to-head quarterfinals as well. And we'll talk through and give our opinions on the trade trends of the week and Captain's Corner. Matty, throw over to you as always, mate. Who took it out?
Mate, our top scorer was Jack, coach of Big Nuts, and I tell you what, his team reflected his Big Nuts. He VC looped. Reece Walsh was 134. And do you know what set him apart from the pack? Dallin Watene-Zelezniak. I tell you what, I bet you that's been a ripping watch the last 6 weeks. But I tell you what, he got him on a good night, and it was good enough to win him a standard squeeze pack. He also had Brimo, JC, and Cleary. All those guys tummed up. So Jack, you big nutter. Slide into our DMs on socials to claim your prize. And Justin, coach of Tot or Good, is currently 6th overall. We now have 28 in the top 100. So, congratulations to the team. Thanks to the Standard Squeeze for sponsoring. And, big nuts.
I want to give a shout out to Jack for obviously being the top scorer for the Insight crew. But did you see the top scorer of the entire game? They captained the Broncos spine player, but it wasn't Reece Walsh. They captained Pat Carrigan and got the top score.
Oh, did they?
I thought you were going to say Captain Dean Mariner or something.
No, they captained Pat Carrigan with like a 68, but still got like a 1530.
Fuck, it's one of those what could have been weeks, right? When you get your captain wrong and you still top score.
Right,
that is wild.
He would have been looking at like 1600 if you captain Walsh, which is insane.
Yeah, that is nuts. Also, very quick shout out, because I don't like to pump his tyres up too much. He didn't even ask me how I was earlier, so I don't know why I am. But Mattrix, 3rd overall in the league last week in the Unlimited League. So just, I know you don't need any more standard squeeze gear, mate, but you were pretty close.
Didn't you get like 26? Didn't you get like 26 in the entire game?
Yeah, 23rd or whatever. Yeah. Big. I too have big nuts, Jack.
So it was Fins Up, Dale, coach of Fins Up, who got 14.28, and then Mattrix reloaded with a 14.23 last week. So shout out to him.
Big fan of the show.
Yeah, big fan of the show for sure.
First time listener, first time watcher.
Yes, love it. All right, let's move on. Let's get into the hot topics of the week. We'll talk centre wing replacements and we'll talk matchups. Now, like I said, we've got 11 on the list to talk through. You can go in a lot of different directions at centre wing, and that's one of my favourite positions to pot up in, just with the upside that you can get from a player in that position. I got Ronaldo Mulatalo 2 weeks ago. That's played up beautifully so far, and the idea is you want to try and get another one of those guys that's just going to go on a run. And a lot of the guys we're going to talk about can or have already in this year. So let's start with the obvious.
How come Sonny Katoa's not in this list?
Because, mate, I keep trying to give you my address because this bolter bet's over. It's Ronaldo. Ronaldo's got him covered. No, to be fair, they both have a good matchup this week. It could go either way. Let's start with the most obvious. It's Dane Gagai. He is 21% purchased in the top 10% of teams, so the very clear number one option here as a replacement for Herbie Farnworth. Josh, it's an obvious one, isn't it? But usually the obvious ones, it's like that for a reason.
Yeah, no, it's always like the Supercoach curse. It's like once the Masters jump on, they're done. There is a bit of a narrative play behind maybe fading him, though, isn't it? You were saying before that after being insulted by the Knights, battling with them on the contract table, that he's finally put pen to paper and stayed with them. Mm-hmm. Are we concerned that we're just now putting the cue in the rack for Dane Gagai? We've got our bag.
Yes. Remember when David Fafita did it to us a couple of years ago, where there was all that contract talk around, what's Fafita going to do? Is he ever going to re-sign? And then he re-signed and turned into... I shouldn't insult him too much and refer to him as a really bad player, but he turned into someone you don't want in your Supercoach team. And
Kelma Tuolangi.
Don't be rude to Kelma Tuolangi. That's disrespectful to Kelma. Thank you.
He's been great in New South Wales Cup Supercoach this year.
He has been.
On a more serious note, with the Knights, it's really up and down. Like with their draw, like playing Penrith this week, then playing the Cowboys the week after in Townsville. Look, it's not ideal, but the Cowboys still are not good. But it's in Townsville, so it's a bit of a mixed bag. Then playing the Broncos, then playing the Sharks, who we know are Sharks killers at Shark Park, into Parramatta in the last game of the round, who have been really good defensively. So I generally think there's good merit to be fading Gagai.
I think if he was 5%, 10% purchased or whatever, I'd probably just maybe go with the crowd, or I'd be more inclined to go with the crowd, Matty. But now that the masses are on him, I think there is a reason. As you know, Josh has said, he's given us a pretty good couple of reasons as to why you could potentially fade. I think we might both be at this point. After originally liking it, we could be fading ourselves.
Yeah, and Sharks matchup's bad, but like he's going to be like 50% owned in the top 10%. I think we worked out, and yeah, not super exciting to get a guy from the Knights that everybody owns with the way that the Knights have been playing. Like Gagai's floor's really good, but like he's still plays for the Knights. He still plays for a team that has a starting halves combination of Jake Arthur and Jack Cogger, respectfully.
I like when you put respectfully after something when you've deeply insulted someone, it makes it so much better. So it's all good.
No offense, but you're fucking shit.
Honestly, Dane Gagai is I still think the safest pick this week. And he's got the goal kicking. Will it help that much? Like, I think they've been better in attack. He's making like 18 runs a game. He's busting 6 tackles a game. This guy the base is there. He's going to score 60 on his dick, doing literally nothing. And Penrith have conceded points to fullbacks over the last couple of months. So as good as Penrith have been, I think that he can still find a score this weekend, coming up against the Cowboys the week after. So I still think it's a good shout. On a serious note, we fuck around a lot on the show and talk a lot of shit, but I think he is probably the standout pick, but it's much less appealing now that the masses have got on him and everyone's jumping on. So I think there is a bit more merit in looking at another one of these 10 guys that I think are all pretty 60. Do you like that one, Fresh Prince? Shout out to him. There's merit to fade now, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, if the draw is just really up and down for me, I don't know if the upside's there. I think the base is there, but like I don't know. There's other wingers that have good upside that I'd rather just take a punt on at the ownership.
Sarge Beer saying Mattrix is going to jump on Teddy before he gets Gagai. Oh.
I hear he could be a bit of a pot at 96.7% owned, but I am not one of them.
Hey, how many people came 23rd in entire Supercoach last round owning Teddy? So
none.
That's probably the reason you came third in the Insight Unlimited League. Put that on your resume, mate. Who we got next? Who we got next? Bo Firma, 24.6%. No one's looking at him really this week. Safe pick, a little boring. But when you look at his scoring, there is literally the last time he scored a try was round 17. He's scored 1 try since round 10. So the attack has not been there. And he's had a low of 45 in base. So everything else is above 50 in base, 53, 54, 63 in base. This guy's putting up scores without attack. And the next two, or this game this week against Souths could be the game that really opens up because 4 and 5/8s concede score a lot of tries against Souths. Any love for Bo Firma, or are we overlooking it? You need more upside, Josh.
Definitely a no for me, dog. It's definitely a no for me, dog.
Can you turn the loop off when you play a soundbite? It's fucking 4 weeks in a row. Bloody hell. I don't have to StreamYard lessons for you guys.
It depends how many it depends how many high upside guys that you have. If you're sitting there with like one, just take a flyer on someone. Like if you're sitting there with like a stack with like a heap of flyers, maybe get some consistency in there. The Rabbitohs have conceded 2 tries all year to left 2 RFs. Is he on the left? I think he's on the left. Definitely on the left.
Yeah, he's on the left, outside foreign. Yeah.
So you and Aiken, mate, defensive lockdown.
Yeah, clamps. He's got takeover. It's a shame he just does nothing when the ball's in his hands. He'll make 40 tackles a game, but he won't do anything with runs. I think it's one of my least favourite, aside from another one we'll mention very soon. But Bo Firma will let that one pass. Probably looking for a bit more upside in the position. Speaking of upside in the position, Mattrix, AJ Brimson, 624k, 11.3% owned now in the top 10% of teams. There was a question or a comment in the chat from Lachlan Camilleri. Has the AJ Brimpod boat sailed with Keeney and Q Cup? Kind of keen on loading on the Souths matchup, and I think we are too. Matty, what are your thoughts?
Fortune favours the brave. And I think, Keanu Keeney's not going to come back from all of that off and they just slot him back into fullback with nothing to play later on. I think that he could work his way back in through the bench. They proved that before. AJ Brimson hasn't really played his best footy in the, in the centres. I think there's a chance AJ Brimson stays at fullback. And let's have a look at the little matchups for AJ Brimson. And it is Souths into the Sharks, into New Zealand, into the Dolphins, into the Tigers. I don't know. I wouldn't mind a fullback from that team who just put 28 points on the Panthers. Just saying.
Brimo put 117 points on the Panthers, who have been red hot the last couple of months as well. Coming up against Souths, who suck. And I don't know. Respectfully. Yeah, sorry. No offense, but South suck. So I think there's a legitimate case to buy him. And I think we talked about this a fair bit today, actually, because we've been stuck on Brimo a fair bit. And do you take the risk on Keeney or not? Is it worth it when you've got so many other options that you can pick from this week? What's the chance, Josh, of Keeney potentially spending a bit more time in Q Cup, playing fullback 2-3 games in Q Cup? They leave Brimson where he is because he's doing a good job, and then maybe give him the last couple of games of the year? You reckon there's a chance of that?
There's also a chance, though, in Supercoach this year. But it's like, do we really have the traits to fuck around with this? Like, if you told me Brimson was playing the entire season at fullback, I'd be like, yeah, okay, let's get around it. But the draw is fine. It's Souths this week, which is great. Sharks next week, which are Shark Park killers. What happens if Keeney comes back in round 25? You've got him for 1 week, one good matchup, and then he's stuck at centre.
Well, am I? I just have to play Greg Marju.
I've heard some people say he could be the buy of the week this week, so let's not get too carried away. Yeah, big Greg Marju.
Surely Des realises that Jalen DeGroot's not very good, and he goes JJ Fafita to wing and Brimo to centre.
And I'm probably with Sarge Beer here on this one. Surely Keeney isn't rushed back with nothing to play for. Q Cup to get confidence back in the kid, coming back from a pretty serious injury too, to be fair.
I feel like we said this 16 weeks ago, and the Titans were adamant, like, no, he'll come back.
And then people wrote him off and said he's out for the season. Now he's coming back. Like, I don't know what to believe.
Just by the way, Souths, who are locked on for the wooden spoon, are bringing back Cam Murray off the back of an Achilles. I don't think NRL clubs care. I think they just need wins.
Do they need wins? I mean, yeah, they can't tank for a draft pick, so they probably do need wins and a bit of confidence.
They're actually going to be behind. They're actually behind the Rabbitohs. Like they're equal points right now, but the Rabbitohs I think still have a bye in hand.
Yeah, they do. 26.
Yeah, effectively with buys in play, Titans are 2 points last.
So I guess, if South beat the Titans this weekend, it's going to be pretty hard for the Titans to get off the bottom.
A good old a soccer reference, a good old 6-pointer, a 6-point relegation battle, if anyone understands that reference. But it definitely is a 6-pointer this week. Like, it's a huge matchup. So this will decide the spoon.
All right, so Brimson, yay or nay then? Maddie's still keen because he just loves a bit of spice. You know what? I think I'd still take a punt and just see what happens. Depending on how much you've got to play for. I think if you want to take a bit more risk and have a look at your matchups this week for head-to-heads as well, he's going to be a differential for a lot of people. But if your opponent is buying AJ Brimson this week and you find out, when do they play? They play late, don't they? They play Sunday. Late. Yeah, so you're not going to know until Sunday, 2 p.m.
There's a better center wing from that game that we'll talk on later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, talk dirty to me. Ronaldo Mulatalo, I bought him 2 weeks ago, so I'm not going to keep talking about him. Maybe one of you can. Any love for him? 526k coming off a couple of good scores. Finding the line now, the ball seems to be going down his edge. 7.5% owned, same as Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, so same ownership.
That guy, it cost me $60.
You'd be pretty upset, wouldn't you? Because you got the worst of Ronnie. Yeah, you've got the worst of Ronnie. I've had the best of him so far. It's only going to go downhill. Mattrix, what are your thoughts on Ronaldo? Because the Sharks have a very nice run, probably the best run of games through the whole final series, minus that bye.
It's the draw, but there's a few caveats. If you're not holding Nickera, if you're not holding, I just see a lot of teams have Nickera, AFB, Blake Brayley, Nico Hines, then you can't. I'm sorry, because they have that round 25 bye and you're just not going to have enough warm bodies. But St. George into the Titans, into Newcastle, and you maybe just having a warm body to play against the Bulldogs right at the end, yeah, fucking wheels up. If you don't have Ronnie Mulatalo, I really, really like it.
Good. All right. We'll rank these at the end. We'll see how we go coming up with a list. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, both of you own. 617k, 7.5% owned as well. Same ownership as Ronnie. They're coming up against the Bulldogs this week, which isn't an ideal matchup for him. In saying that, they've still conceded 12 tries to left wingers this year. So it's the position that they concede the most tries to. Pretty much nowhere else across the board, but both their wingers. So is there... and I guess when you look at Roger's... draw, I should say. Sorry, I had a mind blank. Draw for the run home. They've got Dragons, Titans, Para, Manly to finish the year. But the Warriors, are they going to be good enough to, get him that ball now that Chanel Harris-Tavita's back? That's got to be a plus, right?
Yeah, I actually think the opposite. I don't think Chanel Harris-Tavita's... He just plays a bit straighter than Tamari Martin did last week. Tamari Martin gets it out to the edges fairly well. Look... I'm really glad that I owned, and I think that there's a low score, but I think if you're chasing rank, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck's going to consistently score you 70 to 85. And if you're okay with that, then sure. But that second row forward numbers, I'm going to be more excited in the fact that Ronnie Mulatalo might be able to score 120. AJ Brimson's shown that he can score 120. Like, it's much the same as Bo Firma in this one. It's just not really a sexy pick unless you're really just trying to hold rank. And you might be, in the top 100 or the top 500 and be really stoked with trying to hold rank. But even then, I think if I was in those positions, I would be really having a dig at trying to win.
What do you reckon, Josh? This week, matchup-wise, I know you're in a bit of a conundrum yourself.
Yeah, I'm debating benching him this week. So, I can't really. Also, it's good to see Matty's on the mangoes. How good. He gets it. I'm debating benching him this week. So I probably can't go out and voluntarily say that he's a good pickup this week. His top score of the season's 89. His lowest score is probably 40. I'd have to have a look. He's ultra consistent. But yeah, I don't think he's a league winner. And definitely not this week. Not against the Dogs, I don't think.
Yeah, they're going to want to prove a point. I think the Dogs as well, coming off a loss against the mighty West Tigers in Galvin Gate. They're going to come out with something to play for this week. Not that they don't already have something to play for, but I think they're going to want to prove a point. I wouldn't want to be backing against the Bulldogs this week. That's for sure. Let's have a chat about Matty Tomoko, 666k Devils number, 2% owned. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Looking at his scores this year, isn't he just a man of runs? It's 80, 80, 30, 30, 20. 70, 60, 60, 90, 30, 40, 40. Like, it's insane. Like, if you go and look at his scores, it's like a fucking roller coaster. It just goes up and down. You know what comes up must come down. And he's gone 82, 53, 134, 111. Coming up against Manly. Who's he matching up against on that? Who's going to be at left centre for Manly this week? Is it Tommy Taleo?
Wait, what happened to Tolly Kohler? Am I dead?
Oh, no, it'd be Kohler. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Matched up against Kohler and Garrick's edge. Pretty favourable. Not a bad spot to be. But they've got that buy in round 24 that really turns me off, Matty Timoko, depending on how many other Raiders you have in your team as well. I'm not as keen as other people are. I'm assuming maybe others aren't either at 2% owned. Not many people seem to be jumping on. Is it the buy, Matty, that's deterring you to start with? Or
Yeah, the buy does make you a bit flaccid. He does have to come up against the Panthers in there. Like, it's like a buy into the Panthers, and then you might not be playing head-to-head finals to play the Tigers for me. And it's also like price doesn't matter anymore, so I'm not even going to mention the price. But like, it's also how there's plenty of guys with heaps of Raiders as well. I'm just not excited. Buy into Panthers. It's not even a great matchup at Tolucola, is it? Really?
I think it's a really, really shit run, to be honest. It's Tolly-Kohler into a buy, into McLean, into Batman May, into potentially Herbie. Like, it's not the greatest run of fixtures.
yeah,
What's
the matchups are tough. The teams are good, but
the best fixture is potentially not Herbie in 27. But then by that stage, it's like
probably Nafahu if he's still playing.
yeah, but like at that stage, it's like if you get to round 27, like your head-to-head's done. Like, it's not really a thing. So it's totally cold, which I don't think's a slam dunk matchup. It's McLean, who's been elite defensively this year, and then it's Taylor May, who's also a very, very good defensive center, and then maybe Herbie Farnworth, who's one of the best defensive centers in the game if he comes back.
And if that isn't enough, you've got to contend with the buy in 24. So, you know, that I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Matty Timoko. I think we know that he goes on runs.
I'm definitely not a fan if you've had a really ripper season and you're first or second in your league. Absolutely not, because you're not playing this week and he's out next week.
I feel like if you're first or second in your league and you need to take no risks, it's Gagai and it's the easiest decision of the week.
Yep.
But if you're sitting 8th, 7th, 6th, you've got to find a way to win and you've got to find a high upside guy, then maybe a few of these next ones could come in, or AJ Brimson we just spoke about. Not the next guy, though. Bradman Best. He is an option, but the bloke's got hamstrings like paper maches. Yeah, he is an option. He's a player that you could buy. 682k as well, funnily enough, nearly the most expensive man on this list. 1.3% owned. Look, he can win you a week, but he can also sit on the sideline. They've actually got his own seat made on the sideline because that's how often he's there. That's my concern with him, is the injury. And I think when you've got, I think it's 6 or 7 hamstring injuries in the last year and a half of football, is just like serious Tommy Turbo type numbers. Worse than Turbo. And we take the piss out of Turbo for that. So, yeah, for me, not a play. Am I missing anything, or can we move on?
No,
I mean, we just chatted about Gagai not having the best run either. Like, obviously, it's the same, and Bradman Best has injury concerns. Hasn't played the last couple. Yeah, no.
Sarge Beer saying price doesn't matter, then why didn't I spend it earlier instead of saving it? Good question.
We didn't know Herbie was going down. Like, honestly, like, I could have been trading Xavier Willison out this week for somebody, but no.
I would have held trades.
Yeah.
Would have held a trade. Anyway, let's move on. Josh, I'll hand this one over to you, mate, because there might be a bit of punch in the desk going on here. I don't know. We'll find out.
No, I'm a big AJ fan, and that is the real AJ. It's Alex Johnston. Look, it's the Indigenous round. I expect Latrell Mitchell to be back in the side, and they want to get him this record. The tough thing with AJ is the 26 bye, the head-to-head grand final bye. But hey, if you get to the grand final, you just got to be there and have some numbers in the park. So it doesn't really matter for me too much. Open the app, check who the Titans are playing. Oh, it's South, and we're taking South's left winger. Yes, please. Paramount of the week after, up against Zach Lomax, who is not good defensively.
Cheeks.
Yes.
Yep.
And then up against the Dragons, who I think it's Tyrell Sloan, who just ran inwards and let Lockie Garvin win the game 2 weeks ago. And then it's the Bayern 26, and then it's the Roosters in 27, whatever. Who cares about that? For me, I think it's Alex Johnston. You talk about high upside guys. I sent you boys a post today from 4 years ago where Josh Mansell scored 160 points for South in the left wing. I think with Trell back, it's just going to be a massive tick for AJ. And I'm a really, really big fan. I think he's probably the one that I would be going for talking about ultimate rocks or diamonds.
I'm tossing up him and a couple of others, but I'm relatively interested as well. To be honest, I think AJ could be that massive point of difference. Like we're talking 1% owned in the top 10% of teams. Like where it's 175,000 teams. What's that? The top 17,500 teams, only 1% owned. Like there's
170 people.
Yeah, it's good numbers. Like to a point where you can pretty much bank on the fact that your head to head won't have him. So.
Narrative. AJ gets 4 tries this week to equal the record. Oh, that's my kind of man.
Stop it. And I think
it's 4 tries. I'm going to be insufferable for the next month.
It's also the vibes, right? That you would have. Imagine owning AJ in your team when he crosses the line and knocks off Ken Irvine's record. Like that just takes it to a whole other level, doesn't it? I've been waiting for this moment for like 6 weeks for this to happen. And I think now, based on this draw, now's the time. If you're going to jump on, you've got to jump on now. Because you open the app and you look at who's playing the Titans and you notice it's Souths, and then you go, fuck, Souths also suck. Like, I don't know which way to go there. Maybe you buy a Titan and a Souths player and just let them bash it out together and see if they can both get 150.
This reeks of a 36-34 kind of affair.
100%. There are some points in this one for sure. Stephen Crichton, 590k. He's less than 1% owned at the moment. He's goal kicking for the Bulldogs, and he's playing in that hybrid full-back in attack, centre in defence type role. So he doesn't get the base in bringing the ball back, but he does get a lot of the attacking upside now that he didn't have at centre. I kind of like the Stephen Crichton play if the Bulldogs draw wasn't awful. Matty, what are your thoughts? Anything to add on that?
The draw's awful. They seem to be playing a little bit worse footy. He's never been a SuperCoach option. I won't be starting now.
I think New Zealand, he might do okay this week, but then it goes Roosters, Melbourne, Penrith, Sharks. That could not be a worse run possible.
No.
We've got to get this up on the screen, don't we? Thanks, Hamo, for the donation. Good luck. What is your favourite thing about podcasting with each other? Example, Braino about Josh and Maddie, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, bro. Okay, Braino, tell me your best thing about podcasting with me.
That I'm a relatively boring guy. I think I'm an analytical, statistical kind of guy, and I look at numbers a lot, and I think I can get caught up in that and not have fun. And you're the opposite. So for me, I think we kind of match pretty well. And Josh enables me to not be the numbers guy all the time, because Josh is also the numbers guy. So we can I can outrank Matty whenever we want, and we can talk numbers, and then he just slides back and has a beer. Or I can talk a bit of shit with Mattrix, and then Josh is the numbers guy. So like it enables me to be the hybrid, and I really like being a hybrid.
For me, I've said this multiple times, I generally enjoy both these boys' passion. It makes my life a whole lot more easier. It's the reason why I stopped solo podcasting, because I didn't want to do a lot of the admin side, and I really enjoy, like, Insight's grown massively, and it's down to, the two next to me and the passion for them, but I also just enjoy having a good time. Like, this is the first, I've made content for 5 years now. This is the first time where I've hit around 20 plus and not wanted to just fucking hate myself. And give it up, because it's sport. And honestly, at this point of this, I appreciate every one of you watching. Our numbers are down drastically. That's totally normal, because at this point of the season, it's a graveyard, and it's very tough to get the motivation to podcast because there's nothing to talk about. But no, these boys have made the last 2 years very, very enjoyable, and there'll be many more years to come. And enjoy the vibes of both of them.
vibes.
Yeah, well,
Appreciate
I also love every week that I know I'm going to make $3.70 off the back of Ryan Hammond. So that's also very handy as well.
it. Worth it.
That's always good. I'm probably more appreciative. I appreciate Braino doing the notes every week because I'm not a notes guy either, which we've noticed. And Josh came along, and I was already friends with Braino, and just made a couple friends, and to get away from the kids and everything. It's just sitting here having a beer and talking about footy. It kind of feels like, honestly, sitting in the bar on one of those tall bar stools and talking about SuperCoach every week with both these fellas. So unreal.
And I think that's probably where the podcast started 3 years ago. It was, Maddie and I talking about who we're going to buy this week and what's happening in footy. And we were out of our friends group online, we were the only two guys that really loved NRL. The rest of them are Melbourne AFL guys. So it was why don't we just do this and talk in front of a camera or talk into a microphone and do exactly the same thing? It felt like we were doing that already. So, and then, just kind of turned into what it was. And obviously we wouldn't be anywhere where we are right now if it wasn't for Josh as well, and what he's been able to build over the last however many years he's been doing content. So it benefits everybody, and it's been enjoyable. But and shout out to Hamo for the question. I bet you he didn't think it had turned in that direction. We were actually really nice to each other then.
Move on. It's fucking weird.
I tell you what. There's nothing weird about Tane Tuapiki though.
Hang on. Also, if everyone thinks we're very, very close and very loving, you should see some 2K streams after we've lost 3 in a row. It gets very hostile. So
there's people that leave the chat without a word said. Let me give you the red up tip.
But not from me. I just sit in the corner and shoot my shot.
He does. Everyone else gets the shits. Matty's like, oh, everyone left. Oh, okay. I was going to play another one.
It's like that John Travolta walking through Lost at the end.
Yeah.
What just happened? And then I check my stats and I'm 1 of 19 from 3.
It's that Will Smith meme when he walks back in and his dad's left. Matty goes to get a beer. We've got a massive drop and there's 3 people left in the chat. And he's just like.
Oh man, we have fun.
Tane Tuapiki, 510k, 0.5% owned, boys. Obviously, the huge appeal for him is if he stays at fullback with the uncertainty over the Warriors backline. If they're going to use Charles Klukstar as a center, I just think this is a bit of a Timo AJ Brimson personally.
Yeah, I like it less, and look, you can't really bank on the Warriors being confident in the Warriors to do a good job in the run home. I think that they're playing really, we'll call it rocks and diamonds type footy, right? One week they'll come out and they'll look great. One week they'll come out and they'll look okay. And then the next week they come out and they look like the Cowboys or the Souths or the Titans. I love the fact I don't have to mention the Tigers when I talk about really, really shit teams this year. Every other year I'd be fine. But not this year because we knocked off the Bulldogs last week. Just in case you missed it. No, but I like Tuapiki. I just don't know whether I like the Warriors enough to be able to bank on their fullback being able to put up good scores. His base is good though. Seems like his floor's about 50. So
and this guy and the next guy, I think, would have been in the conversation if it wasn't Herbie that got injured. Like I said earlier, it doesn't matter the price because Herbie was the most expensive guy. Everybody owned him and now he's injured. Completely different. I could be super keen on Tane Tuapiki if I needed a pod and Herbie didn't get injured, or say somebody that was, 500k got injured, then 100% I could have been getting on these guys. But the narrative just isn't there. What? I can't see a world where you trade in Tane Tuapiki instead of Dane Gagai. Considering, draws and everything's the same position. One's goal kicking, one's not. They're both in. I think the Warriors are a very poor team without Luke Metcalf. So I can't see them going anywhere. I just can't see a reason for you to get Tane Tuapiki. And I think if you are, you're trying to outthink the room.
Yeah. Speaking of outthinking the room, Josh Adokar, 473k. He's the last man on this list, 0.2% owned. So the only thing that appeals for me this week, or maybe even over the next couple of weeks, is the draw for the run home for the Eels. It's actually really nice. But the matchup this week against the Cowboys, they've conceded 17 tries to left wingers, 12 tries to left centres, and 8 tries to left edge back rowers. So when you're talking about 37 tries scored down that left edge, I think we know where the ball's going to be going. Yes, Lomax has a nice matchup too, but I tell you what, they'd be silly not to exploit this this right edge of the Cowboys because it is putrid. So I don't know. I was genuinely tempted, but I just don't like owning both wingers in one team. That's probably the only thing deterring me. If I didn't have Lomax in my team and he wasn't an option, I'd be genuinely tempted by Josh Adokar this week. Josh, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I bought him like 2 rounds ago last year, and he did really well for me. I averaged about 80 for the run home, which was really nice. For the Dogs, if you don't have Lomax, I think it's a good way to zag if you want still a piece of that Parramatta attack. The draw is really good. Penasini doesn't really excite me. I think Russell's requested a release, so like. Yeah, if you don't have Lomax and you want to go against the grain, I think Adokar could be a great option. Parramatta are attacking well, and yeah, like it could be really handy.
Is it good enough to go him over AJ at Johnston, or are we saying Johnston? It's
no. I mean, until Adokar is 6 away from breaking the record, then
it's true. All right, they're the centre wings to cover. There's 11 of them to consider for this week. Some better than others, but they're all options, I think, for the run home. Let's have a chat about matchups to exploit in round 23, and we do get this data from tryline.com.au. So if you're not familiar with that website, it could not only help you with SuperCoach and look at, it's basically a try map for every single game, so it maps out exactly where teams are conceding, but it probably could help you win some money if you're a punter as well. Gamble responsibly. This is where I go to every single week if I want to know what kind of bet I want to put on for a try scorer. But there are some matchups to exploit this week. We've talked about a couple of them, and we'll talk about the Sunday games because that's pretty much where our heads are at. But Matty, Selwyn Cobbo versus the Storm. Now, the Storm have conceded 27 tries to left wingers and left centres combined this year, and the Broncos themselves have scored 31 down that edge. Could be the matchup. It's just a bit... How confident are you that Cobbo holds his spot?
I think Cobbo holds his spot this week. I think he was good enough last week.
I mean, for the run home.
Oh, for the run home. Look, yeah, maybe not for the run home. I think it's a great play this week. But I mean, look at this team list, and you're a liar if you say he's not now. He shouldn't be in our top 13. He's had his problems. He's obviously leaving the club. But if it's Cobbo and Karapani or Arthurs and Cobbo or, that on the run home, I would not be surprised. I don't know. I'm not saying bring in Cobbo, but I am saying it's a good matchup. Maybe if you've got him in draft or something along those lines, you definitely play him this week.
Oh, yeah. Draft-wise, this is going to help a lot. But Josh, yeah.
Chad not too late to the stream. Gago was the number one option in terms of trading in, and Lomax, if you don't own Lomax, then buy him and have a look at yourself.
Can we have a spicy conversation around Jacob Carraz and potentially fading him on the run home for one of these other guys? Because we didn't bring him up because he's not he's super owned. But if you don't have him, do you just fade now?
Yeah, I don't buy him. If I don't have him, I don't buy him. He was lucky to get what he got last week.
We've got 1 week of him being this like hybrid fullback in build up and center at attack.
It's like Levi.
1 week after this. So then that would be round 24. He goes back to the wing. And then the draw's pretty grim, isn't it? Like it's not ideal. If we scroll right down to the bottom of this draw fixture, round 24, it would be the Roosters into Melbourne, into the Panthers. I actually generally would I could fade.
Yeah, I wouldn't be buying him if I didn't have him. Obviously, definitely not trading him out. So please don't take that as we don't like him. But yeah, no, definitely not buying if you do not have.
Trading out for Alex Johnston live on the pod. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we haven't had a live trade for a while. Actually, we probably should do a live trade. Maybe
we had a live captaincy change on the Patreon team reveal.
Yes, we did actually. Yeah. And to be fair, we both pivoted on our initial thoughts coming into that pod. So
it just wasn't like an official trade, but it was like a change of heart.
Yeah. That's fair. That's a good way to go about it because now you can backflip on it and no one's really going to be upset about it.
No, what we did, this is an insight into the Patreon. We told everyone to buy AJ, but didn't specify which one. So If AJ Brimson pops off, we will claim that, and if Alex Johnson pops off, we'll just claim that as well. And you'll never know. And when we do like the promo for the Patreon to tell you guys to sign up, you'll never know that we sort of suggest the other one. It's the beauty of the marketing.
That's it. You just be real vague. That's the key to being really good at podcasting. Be super vague with everything that you say and claim everything.
Yeah,
let's move on.
Alex Johnson could be good, guys.
He could be good. He might be bad. There are some risks involved with Alex Johnson because he can go low, but he can also go well. So take that however you want to take it. Let's move on to game 2. We've got Knights and Panthers. And for me, it's probably Brian To'o, or if you want to take a punt on a middle from the Panthers. They've conceded 15 tries to props this year, the Knights, which is by far and away the best matchups for middles this
Someone
year.
like Isaiah Yeo would be a really good pickup.
Yeah, just rub it
If
in.
If only the podcast voted Isaiah Yeo.
Oh,
We
imagine.
tried. We tried.
I would have been ropeable. I would have got that 80 and felt really good, but then last week would have been a big punch in the face.
No, because you would have had it at half time, right? You'd have been like, oh, this is great. Like, yeah, just a burner, just a stinger. He's fine. He's going to come back out in the second half, plays 10 minutes, and then he's just hooked for the rest of the game.
Oh, can't. Nah, that would have done me in. To be fair, though, Huddy Young may as well have got injured last week, so that's fine. Right wing to the Knights concede 11. So, funnily enough, the Knights have conceded the least amount of tries to the left wing this year. 5 tries. So, wheels well and truly down for, what's his name? Casey McLean and Jenkins. Yeah, 5 tries each and 4 tries to a left 2RF. So that is incredibly good defence to that edge. Shout out Kai Pearce-Paul. And who's on the... And Gagai for the majority of the season as well, wasn't it?
Honestly... In terms of NRL, top 5 2RFs a season, but won't get appreciated because he's been so good defensively.
I can't wait for him to go to the Tigers. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
And no, he's not going to become shit like everyone else. But yeah, no, Brian To'o, this could be the match.
Remember we signed John Bateman at his peak and Isaiah Papali'i?
I was so excited about those two.
There are tweets that I said that we had the best back row in the comp. I've still got... I won't ever delete them because it's hilarious. I tweeted that we had the best back row in the game.
Yeah, look, people wouldn't have even fucking slammed you. Oh, actually, no, they would have because it's you. But people wouldn't have gone too hard on you, I don't reckon, on that take because it's closer than what you would think. But yeah, right, 11 tries to right wingers. I think for me, it's Brian To'o's week. If you've got him, will I buy Brian To'o? Oh, I don't have. We didn't even mention him in the centre wing options at all, and maybe that's the answer.
A month ago, we were saying he's the centre wing one.
Yeah. Not anymore. That's changed.
All off of Brian To'o.
Yeah, rough. We'll go to next game for matchups. We'll talk, what is it? Raiders Sea Eagles. Funnily enough, a lot of people talking about sitting Ruben Garrick this week. The Raiders have conceded 16 tries to left wingers. This is a great game for Ruben Garrick personally. I think that Turbo at the back is also going to open up Ruben Garrick on the left wing. Josh, do you agree?
Yeah, that's what I was about to chime in. Turbo back at fullback's great. As much as it's nice he's roaming, you want him playing predominantly left, which is his strong point, and it just brings back 2021 memories.
Yep. What else? Raiders right. Here's the Raiders right winger, Xavier Savage.
Yeah.
If you want to buy him, they've conceded 15 tries to right wingers, 11 to props. So Raiders middles Joey Tarpany a play this week.
Oh, if you have him, you're playing him anyway, probably.
Yeah, I was happy with what I saw last week. Happy to put him back into play.
Let's talk Sharks Dragons very quickly. This is probably one of the games you're going to want to target with your wingers because the Dragons have conceded 11 to left wingers and 12 to right wingers, 13 to fullbacks. Wheels up, Will Kennedy.
Yeah, Herbie to Will Kennedy via the flex.
Gross. I would say you would pick a left wing or left centre for the Dragons, but you're not going to see me buying. Who is it? Moses Sully? No, he's on the other side.
Holmes guy's pretty good. He could be an option.
That's too close to home. That's too soon. After buying him a week before he went down.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. You bought him.
I bought him and then had to pivot to Lomax. Yeah, tough life. Will Kennedy in the wingers this week. Ronnie, that's why we talked about Ronnie in the centre wing pickup. Lovely matchup this week. Lovely matchups on the run home. Now, the next one, Dolphins Roosters. put a post up earlier about Mark Nwanga being a play this week after letting everybody down the last month with 30s and 40s. Dolphins concede 14 tries to right wingers this year, which is the second most in the competition. So definitely a very nice matchup this week, Matty. What are your thoughts on Marky Mark? Is it the Sam Walker effect potentially that's still too risky to play? No?
Yeah, it's hampering him. I think if you own him, like it's not too risky to play him in the flex situation. Like he's just definitely just not somebody to bring in with Sam Walker there. But hey, if they read the same stats that you do, I would be getting Marky Mark the ball, which checks out. I don't know. I'm just not that excited. Dolphins have been okay defensively as well. Who's he running at?
Who are we talking about here? Mark.
Yeah.
Mark's running at Nafahu, the young fella that's replacing Herbie, and Avarillo. Yeah. So very nice matchup on both. I'd be very surprised if they don't go high ball on Avarillo's wing as well.
He's a lot bigger.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see what happens there. Hamiso as well. Very nice matchup. Roosters conceding 11 tries to fullbacks. Let's just skip towards the games that everybody gives a shit about, and that's the shittest games of the week. Titans versus Rabbitohs, Eels versus Cowboys. So Titans versus Rabbitohs, I don't even know where to look on this tri-map because it is fucking red everywhere.
It's the game of the week for the Supercoach standpoint.
100%. Sunday, we're going to come into Sunday with like 7 players played because everyone's just loaded up on these 2 games. You're going to be depressed up until Sunday, and then everyone's going to score like triple their score. Titans have conceded 36 tries to the left edge. Titans have conceded 36 tries to the left edge. So AJ,
like a 1.5 a game.
Oh, that is insane. 15 to left wingers, 11 to left centers, 10 to left edges. So huge. And then 15 tries to right wingers as well. So they don't discriminate. Who's on the right wing for the Rabbitohs this week?
Not AJ. I think it's
Bailey Bentley Harpe.
Oh, Bailey Bentley Harpe, that's him.
Yeah, easy. Just buy him. Lock him in. I say that in jest.
Hey guys, I'm using my last turn of Bailey Bentley Harpe. What do you think?
Rabbitohs conceding 11 tries to fullbacks is also the reason why, Matty, you're very keen on AJ Brimson, I'm assuming.
Yes, very much. They just leak a lot. And I don't even know if Josh said it tongue-in-cheek. It does reek of a 38-34 game.
Oh, no, 100%.
Like, it will be legit.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, there will be another 38-34 game potentially at 4:05 p.m. at CommBank between the Eels and the Cowboys. Or it could just be 72-0 to the Eels. So we just don't know.
It could be 72-0 either way.
Either way. The left wingers are going to feast in this game. So the Eels have conceded the most tries to left wingers in the comp this year. That's 19 tries. So wheels up Braden Burns. And then the Cowboys have conceded 17 tries to left wingers, 12 tries to left centres, 11 tries to props, and basically everywhere else. 12 tries to right wingers, 9 tries to fullbacks. The Cowboys are a complete rabble. So Eels are a very good team to target there, but specifically that's why we like Josh Addo-Carr. So I think, you can probably see where our logic is coming from here on these centre wings that we've chosen as pods. They've all got great matchups this week to hopefully get you into your, preliminary final next week in round 24. So that is where our heads are at for the matchups of the week. Quick thoughts on trade trends, boys. We'll quickly skip to the trade targets for the week.
Target acquired.
All right. Most purchased player, Dane Gagai. We've already kind of spoken about Dane Gagai. We're talking top 10% of teams as well. 21.4% of people are buying Gagai this week. That's fine. We've touched on him. Jaden Campbell, though. If you don't own Jaden Campbell, shout out Aman from Aman Talks NRL Supercoach. I'm sure he's going to really have to hide behind the couch on Sunday.
Is he not buying this week?
Apparently not. No, he was going to, but he would have had to use his final 2 trades. I don't think he's going to do it.
Worth it.
Did you see?
So you'd run 0 trade gauntlet for 5 weeks to get JC this week?
Yep.
No,
I don't think I would. I think I'd need that trade.
I wouldn't be in that position to start off with. I'm a patient guy.
Yeah, to be fair, you probably are the most chilled on trades out of the three of us.
How did that happen? You know my personality.
I don't know. I mean, look, I've got 3 trades. You got 4. And you're absolutely...
that probably says...
We didn't get Marine Hiroti, though. You know, that was one that we got in the bank.
I got the 2RF Marine Hiroti.
That's true. Matty did. Matty got Marine Hiroti, didn't he?
Yep.
Zach Lomax, third most purchased. Don't think, just buy him. I think he's one of the no-brainers of the week. Gagai, also one of the no-brainers of the week. I would purchase Lomax before I get Gagai in terms of preference. AJ Brimson is the 4th most traded in player. Wheels up, Mattrix's boy, AJ Brimson. 7% of people in the top 10% are buying him this week. We already talked about him. Aaron Clark, sitting 5th on the list in purchases this week. 3.9% of people buying Aaron Clark, of all people.
I hate that.
What kind of position do you think people are in? Do you think it's via Jules, Herbie Farnworth via Jules? Shift Aiken down maybe or something?
Position to be bringing in Aaron Clark. Like, why? Maybe you need a warm body to play with May out, and you're doing 2 trades and going down. I honestly don't know why you'd be bringing in Aaron Clark. And I've been an owner all year, and an extremely happy owner. I'm not bringing him in.
Agreed. The only one that we haven't talked about, I mean, Nathan Cleary's at the 7th most purchased, makes sense. Not going to talk about that. Paddy Carrigan sits at number 10. 1.9% of people buying Paddy Carrigan. I mean, I'm assuming maybe it's because of the injury cloud kind of thing around Payne Haas. He's been named this week, but expecting Paddy Carrigan to take a leap. I don't necessarily love it, but I'd probably buy Carrigan over Clark.
Yeah, me too.
For the run home. But that is the purchases. We'll give our quick thoughts on the sells before we move into captains. Herbie Farnworth, see you later. Jerome Hughes, see you later. Josiah Karapani, makes sense.
See you later.
People are still selling Tino. That I can't get around that. If you've held this long, Josh, what are your thoughts? If you've held this long, surely you have to hold him. He's back in a week or 2, isn't he?
Yeah, no, I'm holding him 100%. If you come this far, if you come this far, I'm holding.
Keon, gone. Liking King Tongia. I mean, warm body. So we've got some warm bodies coming up that are moving on at the moment. King Tongia is the, 6th most sold player. Probably trading to Campbell. If you have cash. You probably have, actually, to be fair, a lot of people will have a lot of cash in the bank after selling Herbie. So maybe the King Tongia to Campbell play is on, which I'm completely fine with. Viliami Kikau, though, I'm not. I don't see why you'd be trading out Viliami Kikau after a couple of shockers. One shocker, and he came off a 90 the week before that, so I can't get around that. And then Kyo Weeks and Matt Burton are moving on. So cool. I'm indifferent about both of those because I couldn't care less about either of them.
But they're just people going to Jaden Campbell. Like, there's 3 of those guys that are going to Jaden Campbell. Has to be, yeah.
Yeah, agreed. All right, let's move on to captaincy.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, Captain!
Josh, what are your thoughts here, mate? There's 5 options.
There's no Dead Poet Society still. Again, big win. Big win.
I got you.
Yeah,
just watch it, man. Just watch the movie.
No, mate. We as we established last week, Shrek 2, better movie according to Rotten Tomatoes. So
not
every week. Next year, 27 movies I'm going to find that are ranked better than Dead Poet Society that you wouldn't expect. That is that's the new section.
Shout out to Tedson. Notice Dead Poet Society on the top 10 most watched on Netflix. IFS racking up the views. That's elite.
I'm actually on commission from the estate of Robin Williams. So
good.
I noticed that as you did the notes here, you've left out Reece Walsh. I think he's worth a consideration for an armband or of sorts. It wouldn't be the orange kind. But we're talking about the Melbourne sort of defense, Melbourne, against left wingers. Like, it's not great either against right wings. Like, I don't hate a Reece Walsh VC shout, especially if you're locked in. If you don't really like anyone after Cleary, I don't hate just VC Walsh into see Cleary.
Yeah, no, I'm completely fine with that. I think we were talking about this, in the Patreon Q&A, so we won't go too far into that. But I think there's a bit of risk that Cleary could get an awkward VC score, and then you're stuck having to make a decision on someone late. Which to be fair, there's still some options late. Just depends on how you want to go about it. Nico Hines against the Dragons is a nice matchup. I think from that perspective, Nico just loves tearing up the Dragons and ruining their hopes and dreams. I feel like every single year Nico goes large against the Dragons. I'm trying to look at his last few scores. 57 this year, 97 and then the 180 in round 4, 2023. Fond memories for Josh, who I think it was first game back. You put the straight captain on him, didn't you? On Thursday?
Yeah, after many bigger podcasters, and I said he's not even a buy. Just pure straight crap captain for a 180. So thanks for coming. Put that in the bank.
Great. Love it. James Tedesco versus the Dolphins, also probably not a bad shout, to be fair. I think, if you're going to VC Nathan Cleary, I think captaining James Tedesco against the Dolphins could be a play. Talking about the fact of their lack of middles and they're a bit decimated, Matty, aren't they, up the middle?
Yeah, there's not much going on there with the Dolphins. What's their best forward at the moment? Kafusi? Oren Keeley?
No, he's suspended again for the fourth time this year, probably.
Forgot. I remember that. That's probably deserved it. There's not much happening in the middle for the Dolphins. So, wheels up. He should roll through them. I don't know. He just doesn't seem to be getting as good a ball with Walker back either. But what are you gonna do? If you have him, it's fine. I'm not going to be doing it because I don't know him.
So do we shift our attention then to the last game of the week? It's Scotty Drinkwater versus Parramatta or Zach Lomax versus the Cowboys. We talked about all the points, and potentially this could be, 60, 70 plus total points in this game. I think both of these guys feast. It's just about which one you get right. And I feel better about Mitchell Moses and Lomax than I do about Scotty Drinkwater. In saying that, Clifford's back. Which way are you going?
Oh, I'm going Lomax. You scared me a bit with the stats about them going Addo Carr's way to leak a lot of points, the Cowboys, but you're right. Lomax is going to absolutely feast against the Cowboys that have been extremely ordinary this year. Wheels up, Lomax. They've looked great since Moses has been back as well. And apart from last week, it has been reflective in the scores. If you're looking for a pod captain, I think that's a really good way. Coming off of 41, I don't think there's going to be a heap of people doing it. Move up the ranks. Captain Zach Lomax.
Rate it. And Mustard Custard, look at me. I'm the captain now. From Captain Phillips should be the stinger. And you know what? I can kind of get around that. I don't mind it. I've used that gif many a time, so I'm here for it, for sure. Lastly, before we wrap the show up, non-Supercoach related, have you both watched Happy Gilmore 2?
No, it doesn't. Have you watched it? Last time we spoke, you didn't want spoilers and you wanted to watch it. Have you watched it?
I watched it late last night.
It's shit.
I'm not as big of a fan as I thought it'd be. I'm a little bit disappointed, if I'm honest. I think I wouldn't call it shit because it's nostalgic. I think I like what they did, but I think they tried to shove too many cameos and too many little fucking dumb clips into it.
It's trying to be Happy Gilmore 1.
Yeah. I think so. In a way, it kind of is. But I also think I saw someone else write this. It's like TikTok swipe culture, where if you enjoy swiping on TikTok or Instagram Reels all day, every day, it's like 100 Reels back to back. That's what I'm
worried about with obviously we're all brain fucked. I'm worried that's what media is going to be. I don't know. I just think it looks really badly shot. It didn't look good, visually.
You reckon budget-wise, it was kind of a low-budget film? I mean, Netflix.
It reeks of a Rugby League 26, just announced 2 months later, out.
You reckon Big Ant was working with Happy Gilmore?
I'm waiting for the Happy Gilmore 2 patch.
Yeah, good. Oh, dear. As long as they don't make me pay fucking $60 for a pack that gets me nothing but golds, that's completely fine. I can't wait to buy to pack a Happy Gilmore diamond. That's going to be great. But that'll do us.
It was a letdown. Obviously, the one was so high.
You can't ever match up to a 1. That's the risk with when you redo a classic, is you can monumentally fuck it up. And I think they didn't, but it definitely wasn't anywhere close to my hopes and expectations on the film. Anyway, guys, that will do us for around 23. Bit of movie chat, bit of centre wing chat, bit of matchup chat. So a lot to go into your matchups for around 23 for head-to-head finals. Hopefully you can get your matchups won this week, get into the quarters. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button for us and hit the like button if you like the episode and like the content. It does go a long way to helping us out. If you're listening on audio, hit that follow button, leave us a 5-star review. We will see you on Sunday for the wrap-up. Good luck this week. Hopefully you can find some green arrows and win your matchups. Catch you then.
Cheerio.